The Mercedes-Benz S-Class has always been the car that shows us what luxury cars are supposed to become. And for 2027, Mercedes has given its flagship more power, more technology, more screens, and even an illuminated grille. This is the new Mercedes-Benz S-Class. 2. Introduction. For decades, the S-Class has been more than just another luxury sedan. It has been Mercedes-Benz's technological flagship, the car where new safety systems, comfort features, suspension technology, and electronic innovations often appear first. For 2027, Mercedes isn't replacing the current S-Class with an entirely new generation. Instead, it has carried out one of the most extensive updates of the current generation. Mercedes says more than 50% of the vehicle has been newly developed, updated, or refined. And the changes are much deeper than the new headlights suggest. There is a new MB.OS operating system, a standard MBUX Superscreen, upgraded driver assistance, revised suspension technology, a new V8, an updated inline-6, and a plug-in hybrid. So let's take a closer look at what has changed. 3. Exterior design. At first glance, the 2027 S-Class still has the familiar proportions of the current car. And that's intentional. Mercedes hasn't thrown away the elegant, long wheelbase silhouette that defines the S-Class. Instead, it has concentrated on the details. The biggest change is at the front. The grille is approximately 20% larger and can now be illuminated, with small three-dimensional chrome stars creating a distinctive pattern. For the first time, Mercedes also offers an illuminated standing three-pointed star on the hood. Then there are the new digital light headlights. They feature a twin-star design and micro-LED technology. Mercedes says the new system creates a roughly 40% larger high-resolution illumination field. The rear gets its own star-themed signature, with three pointed star elements incorporated into the taillights. The overall effect is interesting. The S-Class remains elegant, but it is noticeably more expressive. Depending on market and configuration, buyers can also choose AMG line and night packages, while the MANUFACTUR made-to-measure program offers an enormous level of personalization. Mercedes-Benz Canada says the program offers more than 150 exterior colors and over 400 interior colors. So no matter how you configure it, the S-Class is designed to look expensive before you even open the door. 4. Interior. Inside is where the 2027 S-Class becomes much more interesting. The cabin remains focused on luxury, but the technology has taken a major step forward. The new MBUX Superscreen is now standard. It combines a large central display with a passenger display, creating a much more digital dashboard than the previous S-Class. Mercedes has also introduced extensive material upgrades and new upholstery and trim choices. But the real focus remains the rear seats. This is an S-Class, after all. Depending on specification, rear passengers can get an executive-style environment with reclining seats, massage functions, heating, ventilation, and high-end entertainment. The new MBUX high-end rear seat entertainment system uses two 13.1-inch displays. And Mercedes has even added video conferencing capability, turning the rear cabin into something closer to a mobile office. There are also heated front seat belts. It sounds like a small feature, but it tells you exactly what Mercedes is trying to achieve. The S-Class isn't simply transportation. It is designed to make the entire journey more comfortable. Storage and practicality are reasonable for a full-size sedan, but this is not an SUV. The trunk offers around 18.7 cubic feet in the US specification, so buyers who prioritize maximum cargo flexibility may prefer something like a luxury SUV. 5. Technology. Technology is arguably the biggest story of the 2027 S-Class. At the center of the car is Mercedes-Benz Operating System, or MB.OS. Think of it as the computer architecture controlling the vehicle's major digital systems. It connects the vehicle's functions into one ecosystem and supports over-the-air updates. Then there's the newest generation of MBUX. The MBUX virtual assistant uses generative AI and natural language interaction. Mercedes is also integrating Google Maps-based navigation, augmented reality navigation functions, and cloud-connected services. The Superscreen puts the digital experience directly in front of both front occupants. For rear passengers, the dual 13.1-inch displays can provide entertainment and video conferencing. Wireless smartphone charging is available, along with USB-C ports capable of up to 100 watts. Audio options include Burmester 3D surround sound and the optional Burmester high-end 4D surround sound system with Dolby Atmos. So yes, the S-Class is now essentially a luxury lounge built around a very powerful computer. And the important part is that the technology isn't limited to entertainment. MB.OS also provides the foundation for Mercedes driver assistance systems. 6. Engine and performance. Now let's talk about something the S-Class has never forgotten: power. In the US, the 2027 lineup includes the S504 MATIC, S584 MATIC, and S580E formatage. The S500 uses an updated 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 with mild hybrid assistance. Output is 442 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. Mercedes quotes 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 4.3 seconds. The mild hybrid system can provide additional electrical assistance when accelerating. Then there's the S580. This is where things get really interesting. It uses a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 with a new flat-plane crankshaft. Output rises to 530 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Mercedes quotes 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. A flat-plane crankshaft reduces rotating mass and allows the V8 to rev more freely, giving it a different character from the traditional cross-plane V8 layout. And then we have the S580e plug-in hybrid. It combines the 3.0-liter inline-6 with a 161 horsepower electric motor. Total system output is 576 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Mercedes quotes roughly 4.4 seconds from 0 to 60 miles per hour. All three US versions use a 9-speed automatic transmission and 4 MATIC all-wheel drive. Fuel economy is an important point. At the time of this script, final EPA fuel economy ratings for the 2027 lineup were not yet available from the sources used here. So we won't invent MPG figures. The same applies to the S580e's final EPA electric range. Previous model figures cannot simply be carried over to the new model. And towing. That's not really an S-Class consideration. This is a luxury sedan designed around high-speed comfort, not trailer duty. 7. Driving experience. The S-Class has never been about feeling like a sports car. Its mission is different. The goal is to make speed feel effortless. Airmatic air suspension is standard, while optional e-active body control can provide even more sophisticated control of body movement. Mercedes has also introduced intelligent damping technology that can use cloud-based road information to help prepare the suspension for road conditions ahead. In simple terms, the car can use information about the road to improve the way the suspension responds. Rear axle steering is standard with a 4.5-degree steering angle. An optional system can increase that to as much as 10 degrees. At low speeds, the rear wheels turn opposite to the front wheels, making the large sedan easier to maneuver. At higher speeds, they turn in the same direction as the front wheels to improve stability. And that combination explains the S-Class driving philosophy. It can feel surprisingly agile in the city, yet extremely calm on the highway. The S500 is the smoother, more rational choice. The S580 adds the V8 character and much stronger acceleration. The S580e is the interesting compromise for buyers who want serious performance with the ability to drive electrically for shorter trips. But whichever version you choose, comfort remains the priority. 8. Safety. Safety is another area where Mercedes continues to push the S-Class forward. The 2027 car uses the latest generation of Mercedes driver assistance technology under the MB.OS umbrella. Systems can assist with adaptive cruise control, lane keeping, emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and parking. Advanced versions can provide significantly more assistance, but availability and functionality vary by market. The S-Class can also be equipped with sophisticated parking assistance and 360-degree camera technology. And then there's the passive safety hardware. Mercedes says the enhanced restraint system can provide up to 15 airbags depending on configuration. That includes advanced front airbags, a passenger knee airbag, optional rear airbags, and rear beltbag technology. Pre-safe systems can also prepare the occupants and vehicle for certain types of collisions. One important clarification: Mercedes Advanced Assistance Systems do not mean the S-Class is a fully autonomous car for ordinary customers. The driver remains responsible for the vehicle, and exact automated driving capabilities depend on the market and legal approval. 9. Reliability and ownership. Now for the less glamorous part: ownership. An S-Class is packed with technology. That is its greatest strength, and potentially its biggest long-term ownership concern. More cameras, displays, sensors, motors, suspension components, and electronic systems mean more complexity than you would find in a conventional sedan. Routine servicing is also more expensive than mainstream cars. In the US, Mercedes-Benz provides a new vehicle limited warranty covering 4 years or 50,000 miles. Mercedes also offers prepaid maintenance plans and extended warranty options. For routine maintenance, Mercedes recommends service intervals around every 10,000 miles or 1 year initially, with subsequent scheduled services generally following the manufacturer's service schedule. As for resale value, the S-Class carries enormous brand prestige, but luxury sedans can depreciate heavily. So if you are buying purely as a financial investment, this is not the obvious choice. If you are buying it because you want one of the world's most comfortable and technologically advanced luxury sedans, the calculation is very different. 10. Competitor comparison. The S-Class competes with some of the most prestigious sedans on the planet. The BMW 7 Series is its closest German rival. BMW tends to emphasize driver engagement and technology, while the S-Class remains heavily focused on rear seat comfort and traditional luxury. The Audi A8 offers understated styling and a smooth driving experience, but it doesn't have quite the same level of market presence. Then there are cars like the Lexus LS, which can appeal to buyers looking for a different approach to luxury and potentially lower long-term complexity. And above the S-Class sits another world entirely: Bentley and Rolls-Royce. But those cars cost dramatically more. The S-Class occupies an interesting middle ground. It delivers flagship-level technology and comfort without entering the ultra-luxury price territory of a Rolls-Royce or Bentley. 11. Pros and cons. Pros. First, comfort. The S-Class remains one of the benchmark luxury sedans for long-distance travel. Second, technology. MB.OS, MBUX Superscreen, AI assistance, rear entertainment, advanced navigation, and driver assistance technology make this one of the most sophisticated cars in its class. Third, power. The S580's 530 horsepower V8 and the S580e's 576 horsepower hybrid system provide serious performance. Fourth, rear seat luxury. For passengers, especially business users and chauffeurs, the S-Class remains extremely compelling. And fifth, customization. Manufacturer gives buyers enormous freedom to personalize the car. Cons. The first drawback is complexity. There is a lot going on. Second, the screen-heavy cabin won't appeal to everyone. Some drivers will prefer physical controls. Third, the S-Class is expensive to purchase and maintain. And finally, the new exterior styling may divide opinion. Mercedes has made the car more visually expressive, but some buyers may prefer the cleaner look of the previous model. 12. Buying advice. So, should you buy the 2027 S-Class? If your priority is luxury, technology, rear seat comfort, and effortless performance, absolutely put it on your shortlist. For most buyers, the S500 is probably the sensible choice. It has 442 horsepower, strong acceleration, and plenty of refinement without paying extra for the V8. Choose the S580 if the V8 experience matters to you. That engine gives the flagship a completely different character. And choose the S580e if you have reliable access to charging and want the flexibility of electric driving combined with long-distance gasoline range. But if you want maximum driver engagement, the BMW 7 Series and Porsche Panamera deserve attention. And if your only goal is ultimate luxury, Bentley and Rolls-Royce move the conversation into another category. 13. Final verdict. The 2027 Mercedes-Benz S-Class isn't trying to reinvent the luxury sedan from the ground up. Instead, Mercedes has taken an already sophisticated flagship and pushed almost every major system further. More than 50% of the car has been newly developed, updated, or refined. The exterior gets a new lighting identity. The interior becomes more digital. MB.OS turns the car into a connected computing platform. The S500 gets 442 horsepower. The S580 gets a new 530 horsepower flat plane crank V8. And the S580e brings 576 horsepower with plug-in hybrid capability. But underneath all of that technology, the S-Class still has one simple mission. Make every journey feel special. It doesn't need to be the fastest car in the world. It doesn't need to be the sportiest. It needs to make you arrive feeling like you traveled in something important. And that's exactly what the S-Class has been doing for generations. The 2027 model simply adds another layer of technology, performance, and personalization to that formula. So the real question isn't whether the new S-Class is luxurious. Of course it is. The question is whether all this new technology makes the S-Class better, or simply more complicated. And that's something we'll only truly know after living with it for thousands of miles. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2027 Mercedes-Benz S-Class, subscribe for more detailed luxury car reviews, new car reveals, comparisons, and automotive technology breakdowns. And tell me in the comments, would you choose the 442 horsepower S500, the 530 horsepower V8 S580, or the 576 horsepower S580e plug-in hybrid?